A true story of a serial killer on a television dating game? Here's my review of Woman of the Hour. Woman of the Hour is based on the true story of serial killer Rodney Alcala, who was charged with the murder of 8 women in the late 1970s in California, but it said he might have murdered as much as 130 women in California. In this film, Woman of the Hour, we follow 3 people whose lives come together at the end of the film. We meet Cheryl, played by Anna Kendrick, who is an aspiring actor who is bouncing from audition to audition. She is asked by her agent to be a contestant on the television dating show, The Dating Game, to get some exposure and to be seen, and Cheryl agrees to be on the program. There's Rodney, played by Daniel Zovato, who roams around Los Angeles looking for young women who are looking a little bit vulnerable, who look like they might need a little bit of help. Rodney pretends to be a movie director, a photographer, a casting agent, and he manages to charm his way into the lives of a few women. He takes them on a road trip, or he takes them back to his apartment, and once alone with the women, he violently assaults them and kills them. Both Rodney and Cheryl end up on the same dating show together. Cheryl as the woman that the men are trying to go on a date with, and Rodney as contestant number 3. This is also where we meet Laura, played by Nicolette Robinson. She is an audience member in this dating show that Rodney and Cheryl are on, and once she sees Rodney as contestant number 3, she freaks out. Rodney kidnapped and killed one of Laura's friends a couple of years ago, but was never caught. And Laura panics when she sees him on the show, and she tries to raise the alarm about contestant number 3. Woman of the Hour is directed by Anna Kendrick, and this film is her directorial debut. Anna, of course, has acted in films such as the Pitch Perfect series, Twilight, and Up in the Air. Woman of the Hour is a solid, well-made debut from director Anna Kendrick. This is one of those films you have to be patient. It's one of those films where it all comes together in the final act to a solid conclusion. It's a little bit ho-hum in the first hour, just humming along, but then the third act, it really all comes together, it builds a lot of tension, and it really comes to a satisfying end. It really captures that 1970s, late 1970s period where the attitudes men still had towards women and the frustrations women had in that time period. The film takes place in that weird time period where women's rights are progressing rapidly, but not so much in other aspects of their lives. And the term serial killer was not really a popular term back then, so the prospect of a man murdering many women was not really taken seriously by law enforcement at the time. This film does a great job of, it's kind of like an underlayer in this film of a commentary on that time period where serial killers were not taken seriously, women were not taken seriously, and it kind of comes together in enabling this serial killer Rodney to do what he was doing in the 1970s. Anna Kendrick is solid as Cheryl, and Daniel Zovato as Rodney. He really nails that charm and that creepiness that is really needed for this role, because Rodney was not really the most attractive man in the world. If I had one fault with the film, it was probably Rodney meeting several women, capturing them and taking them away. Maybe that's overdone a little bit. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more character development for Rodney and Cheryl, maybe more of a backstory. And I would have liked to have known the characters a little bit more. The film is quite short, so I would not, and it's quite an engaging film, so I would not have minded if the film was about 15-20 minutes longer just to flesh out their characters a little bit. I give Woman of the Hour 3.5 stars out of 5. This is definitely a solid, well-made debut from director Anna Kendrick, and I'm excited to see what she does in the future. You have to be patient. If you're patient for the first hour, you'll be rewarded in the third act. So I definitely recommend checking out Woman of the Hour. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video. See you next time. Bye.